Good afternoon and welcome now to Capaha Field in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. I'm Frankie Castile. This is Mules Baseball. It is the pregame. It is presented by First Midwest Bank. Now coming up this afternoon, it is the Consolation Championship. It is Poplar Bluff. It is John David Patillo, or I should say John David Patillo is, I guess he is coming up now to talk to us. I'm not sure. It is the pregame show, of course, and we've got the Consolation Championship up for grabs here this afternoon between Poplar Bluff and the Sikeston Bulldogs. And we're going to go over this conference tournament and where we stand here in just a few moments. By the way, we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube, and right here on the radio. It is coming up now on 1247, and Mules Baseball will come your way. We are just maybe 20 or so minutes away from the opening pitch this afternoon between the Mules and the Sikeston Bulldogs. On Saturday, we were live at Cape Central High School. The Mules took on New Madrid. In that ball game, the Mules looked really sharp all the way around, getting a 19-3 win over the Eagles out of New Madrid. And of course, in that ball game, it was another sunny day. Today, we've got more sunshine. 65 degrees is what the projected high is. We are sitting at 64. We do have the winds here to deal with today. They are coming in sustained at about 20 miles an hour. They are gusting at times to near 30. Other than that, though, it's going to be a good day for high school baseball. No rain to talk of anywhere near this area, and we are so appreciative of the weather cooperating here today. Joining us right now on the First Midwest Bank pregame show, I've got the head coach of the Mules, John David Patillo. And Coach, a beautiful afternoon for high school baseball. The Mules against the Bulldogs. Consolation Championship is up for grabs.
Yeah, it is. Great weather. A little cooler than I'd like, but very nice day.
I think it's a little bit cooler than what everybody would like it to be honest with you. So let's talk about your Mules. And going back to Saturday, Poplar Bluff, they look good top to bottom, pitching-wise, hitting-wise, very patient at the plate. You guys get a big win, 19-3. What was the difference maker in that game on Saturday?
Well, like you said, we were patient. They were struggling to throw strikes. We hit the ball when we could. But in reality, we, didn't have to hit the ball a ton because it seemed like they were out of their pitching.
Right.
But, we played well early and built that lead and, just kind of put it away from there.
Here this afternoon, the Mules against the Bulldogs. We've got a big game on Tuesday, obviously, against Jackson. So what does that do to the mindset here? What does that do to our pitching? And what does that do to the overall lineup, knowing that in 24 hours, we're back at it again?
Well, Bratcher's set to throw tomorrow. So we've got him ready to start against Jackson. We got 3 guys ready to go today. The good thing is if one of those guys carry over to tomorrow, then we've got some support there too.
Looking at the Sikeston lineup, the last time we faced off on August 4th, it was at third place. The Mules got an 8-0 win. But, of course, Sikeston, they look to be a little bit different than they were about a month ago. What are you seeing so far from the Bulldogs?
Well, they picked up some arms. One kid, I think, was not throwing as much early. And they've been playing a lot better. They beat Notre Dame, and that was a big win for them, and had played some other people really tough. Yesterday they jumped out there and got a win against Exeter. So, they're competing much better. You can tell they're well coached. The guy's a young guy that played there and had some success himself. So. They're going to have a good program. Just with the change of coaching early, I think, kind of put them behind. But now they kind of are hitting a little bit of a stride.
I'm going to go to our lineup in just a moment, but for them on the mound today, it's Carter Goodman coming in. He is 0-1, just making his second start all season, 6 innings pitched. Not a lot of details there in the pitcher.
Yeah, we don't know a whole lot. Haven't seen him at all, so we'll just get a chance to watch him down here in the bullpen, get a chance to see him start the game. So, but our kids are ready. They're ready to step out, get after them, and just do what we need to do. That's the big thing. We talked to our three guys this morning, and they know they've got to come out and throw strikes.
Season Good here. Ryland Season Good would get the start for you, making his 5th start overall. What about him do you like about his game, Coach?
Well, Ryland's got good stuff. His ball really moves, and sometimes that's a really good thing. Sometimes it's a little bit of a detriment in trying to keep everything, within the strike zone. And, every once in a while when he gets the ball really spinning, his misses may be a little bit more. But, the big thing is we told him, hey, just come in. You got to throw strikes early. You got to set your tone. And we've got Durbin ready to go whenever he needs to be, and then we've got Spain behind him.
I understand the answer is probably no, but as long as the game is in our favor, I would assume that pitch count today for Season Good does not exist.
No, not really with any of them. We need this win. We need to put these guys away. And like I said, we've got Bratcher set to throw tomorrow.
The team itself, after we got off to a bad start on Friday against Kennett, did the team believe that we are one win away from taking 5th place in this tournament, and this is a tough tournament, lots of great competition?
Well, I'll be honest with you. On the outside, I told our kids my goal was to win two games in the conference tournament, and today would fulfill that, and that's what we were looking for. You get down the road when we've got more depth in our pitching, we may look at winning them all. That's the difference. We've got to have more pitching in the future, and so that's something we've got to develop over this next year and prepare ourselves. But I'm excited to have the opportunity to attain something that's we went into the tournament saying we want to win 2, and you want to win them all. But you have to be realistic about some things. The thing about Kennett the other day, they just came out and they just
hit the ball. Absolutely, yeah.
So, there wasn't a whole lot we're going to do there. But, and then we came back and had good approaches and were ready to play, and we seem to be ready to play today.
For the 7 seniors more so on this team, and for the coaching staff, has it sank in that we really only have about 3 regular season games left, including today, before the regular season's going to come to a halt on us?
Yeah, it's coming quick, and the good thing is I talked to Coach Keith today, and we've got a big gap between our last game and the district tournament. So hopefully we'll pick up a couple more games for these guys. We want to play as much as we can. And there's about a, 8 to 10 day window there from our last game to the first game of the district. So we may try to pick up a couple opponents. But, it's right down here to the end, last couple weeks. And it makes it exciting.
Maybe more so than the most important question that I can ask really isn't about baseball. I really want to know. Tell me how your father-in-law is doing, and I'm hoping that you're going to give me some good news.
Well, he's not going to have surgery.
Good.
Hoping we can handle everything with a brace for his back and then just managing pain. And we're hoping to get him back down here by Wednesday. That's kind of what they're shooting for.
Sure.
And we're just kind of playing it by ear.
I'm assuming Miss Kathleen's going to be up there beside him watching today's contest between you guys and the Bulldogs.
She actually came home last night.
Oh, good deal. Good deal.
She was up there for 3 days. Her sister went up and her sister and her daughter went up to relieve my son and Kathy, and so she's back at school today. But she said she was going to be watching.
Well, good.
Hopefully, her principal don't get too upset with
her.
There
you go.
The
we're all praying for your father-in-law, Coach, and go have a great ball game real quick to beat Sikeston and get that 5th place. 2 wins, as you said earlier on. What's it come down to?
Being consistent on the mound, throwing strikes, and we got to put the ball in play and make plays. I mean, we're at that point where, it's simple. It's a simple game. Reduce our errors, reduce our walks, and we've done that, overall. And even the games that we've played pretty well, we've lost a 2-1 game like that, and as long as we do those things, I'll be satisfied.
All right, Coach. Best of luck to you and the team. Go get them. We'll see you guys afterwards.
Thanks, man.
You betcha. Head coach John David Patillo joining us live on the pregame presented by First Midwest Bank. We appreciate him. And like we've been saying this now for quite a while, we send all the best wishes to the Patillo family and, of course, his father-in-law, and we just wish him nothing but wellness very, very soon. All right, we are coming up on the top of the hour. We are live here at Capaha Field. It is the Mules and the Bulldogs. I'm Frankie Castile. You are watching the game live on Facebook and on YouTube, and also right here on the radio as well. Beautiful day at Capaha Field here in Cape Girardeau. We'll step away, a quick timeout, much more to come. Also, we're going to recap this tournament in its entirety. That's all coming your way as we continue live right here at Capaha Field. Counting it down to the opening pitch, it is the Bulldogs and your Poplar Bluff Mules. You're watching and listening live to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. Well, welcome back now to Capaha Field in Cape Girardeau. We're watching the Mules now get set as they will take infield and outfield. Want to go right to our comments here on Facebook and on YouTube, and let's say a big hello to a lot of folks here tuning in. Eric Wallace tuning in all the way from Kenmore, Washington. Also, Miss Dobbs is tuning in. She lets us know that she is heading this way. Miss Gamble, she says, go Poplar Bluff. Marianne Baker, she's tuning in. Amanda Spain, she is tuning in from Mrs. Spain's 5th grade classroom. So glad that you are tuning in. And Brooke Dobbs says, let's get it, talking about Poplar Bluff. Let us know where you're watching on this Monday afternoon. Consolation Championship is up for grabs. The Mules against the Bulldogs out of Sikeston. It is going to be a great time here this afternoon. Can't wait for this to begin. Mules really feel confident that they are going to get a big win here today. And if they're able to get a win today, that's 2 big wins here in this conference tournament. Also, Robert Durbin is tuning in. Glad he is tuning in as well. He is tuning in all the way from Ironton, you betcha. So glad, and Miss Terry Bratcher, she is also tuning in as well. She says, let's go Mules. And of course, Tim and I, we're separated today. He is all the way downstairs. I am upstairs in the press box. And we're going to have a great time coming up today as we get set for Mules baseball. All right, so we're going to go to one more break as my office manager, Bruce Beggs, has made his way into the press box. I'm assuming he don't want to go on air, so we'll spare him of that. We'll come right back. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back. It is now 1:02 on this Monday afternoon. You're watching and listening to Mules Baseball. We're back in 60 seconds on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. Okay, so I took a little bit longer than a minute just because our office manager, Bruce Beggs, had come by here for just a moment. Glad to see him, and he was on vacation last week, and he had some information to give to me. Now we are back, and let's talk about the SEMO Conference Tournament. Lots to talk about here, and the first and foremost is the Mules going back to Saturday, or make that Friday, rather. Mules took on a very good team out of Kennett, and the Mules, as you heard Coach Patillo say earlier on, not much we could really do as Kennett come out and they were just flat out hitting the ball all way around. Mules losing that ball game 15-0. On Saturday, though, the Mules would come back, and not only come back, but they took it right to New Madrid as the Mules would pick up a win there, 19-3. By the way, and of course, once again, you talk about this Sikeston team, what they went through. They took on Jackson. They also were shut out on Friday against Jackson Indians 15-0. And then on Saturday, they would come back and they would actually upset the Dexter Bearcats. They would win 6-1, setting up a rematch here this afternoon between Bluff and the Bulldogs. Mules are looking to get their second win of this conference tournament, and a lot can happen here this afternoon to make that happen. It is going to be a really good ball game here today And now coming up here, we are literally coming up on Mules right now, taking infield, outfield. And you did hear Coach Patillo talk about this a little bit ago. We are thinking that we might actually pick up a couple of more games before it is all said and done. And we don't know exactly who the opponents will be, but we do know that they are working on that. And hopefully, if that is the case, then we will add on just a few more games, as this season really, it is coming and going pretty quick. I mean, it seems like the season just started, but in reality, it has gone pretty quick, and now we are looking at the districts coming up. And tomorrow, by the way, is going to be a big ball game, the Mules, when they take on the Jackson Indians. A lot at stake there. We already know that Dylan Brancher is going to be the go-to man on the mound, and the Mules want to win that game because that will play a significant role coming up in what number of seed that we get when we begin the districts later on this month. Hard to believe it's already May 1st, and districts is right around the corner. Mules win a big showing coming up tomorrow, later on this afternoon, by the way. Kennett will take on the Jackson Indians, and it'll be interesting in that ball game. It'll be interesting to kind of see exactly how Jackson, how they portray that ball game, how they use their pitching. I do anticipate coming up they will use their pitching as the number 1 and the number 2 men in the lineup in the roster, but that is something that we'll have to wait and see how that all pans out. But in the meantime, Poplar Bluff, no limitations here today. We know who's going to go tomorrow, so pretty much later on here when we get started, we're going to have nothing to worry about when it comes to the pitch counts. It is all going to be in our favor here this afternoon. Looking at the Mules and looking at the lineup that Coach Patillo has given us when he walked up here. And really, there's not a lot of changes defensively for the Mules. Looking at what we have, Bennett Lacey will assume Rose in right field. That is because Marcus Tabanera is still recovering. We wish him all the best, by the way. And in the outfield, David Durbin's going to be out in left field, Dylan Hall in center field. Around the infield, we're going to see Greenwald taking over third base here today. Also, Noah Spain will be at shortstop. Miles Johnson, normally the catcher. Him and Bryce Dobbs that share that role. But with Tabanera out of the lineup today, Johnson will move over to second base, Kason King over at first base. And that means that Bryce Dobbs will be behind home plate. And Season Good will be on the mound for Poplar Bluff. Looking defensively for the Bulldogs out of Sikeston, here's what we know in right field. Joseph Heckemeyer in center field. You've got Jacob Levitt in left field rushing alt. And then around the infield, Trey Sullivan over at third base, Michael Connor at second base, or make that shortstop rather. At second base, it is Carter Crow and Noah Pruitt on first base. Behind the plate, Luke Gadberry, and Carter Goodman is going to be on the mound coming up today. And the interesting stats on Carter Goodman is he is only going to be making his second start of the season with today. And looking at some of his numbers, we'll get you those in just a moment. On Saturday, the Bulldogs pitched not one but two pitchers for the full 7 innings, and it was a really good outing by both pitchers. You had Phillip Johnson. He went 4 strong innings, giving up just 4 hits, no runs. He struck out 2, gave up no walks. And then Noah Pruitt, he would also come in to finish things off for the Bulldogs. He pitched 3 strong innings, giving up 1 hit, 1 run. It was an earned run. He walked 2 but struck out 7. So you look at, and then you look at the overall hitting for the Bulldogs on Saturday. Gadberry, he would get a double. By the way, he'll be leading things off here today for the Bulldogs. Also, Noah Pruitt would get a big double. Also, rushing Alt would also get a double. Joseph Heckemeyer wound up with a triple on Saturday. And that was extra base hits, about 4 of them to be exact. 4 out of 12 hits were for extra base hits on Saturday. Sikeston would go on to win 6-1. Sikeston picked up a run in the first inning, 2 more in the third, 3 in the fourth. They had 6 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. Dexter, by the way, as they do take the 7th place game today over New Madrid. They take them 5-3. Dexter got 1 run on 5 hits and the 1 error. So that was on Saturday. But now we make our way to the Consolation Championship, and the Mules have already beaten Sikeston once this year, back on April 4th. It was at Sikeston's place, 8-0, but a lot has changed in that ball game. Dylan Bratcher was the man on the mound. Today, it'll be Ryland Seasongood. Good to see Keith Porter tuning in today all the way from Kansas. He says, let's go Mules. We will step away a quick timeout. We are coming up now on the opening pitch. The Bulldogs right now doing their infield, outfield, and then we will have the opening lineups and then first pitch coming your way. It is the Mules and the Sikeston Bulldogs. So we'll take a 3-minute timeout and we'll come right back. You're watching and listening to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. .1:14 on this Monday afternoon. Welcome back now to Mules Baseball, and we are live at Capaha Field in Cape Girardeau. 64 degrees right now with a northwest wind gusting at times to about 25 or so. We've got sustained winds at about 18 miles per hour. So the Bulldogs are wrapping up their infield and outfield, and that means we are moments away from the opening pitch here. We're going to see the two coaches in just a moment. Coach Wyatt Pratt, also Coach John David Patillo. We will see both of them meeting at home plate. They will exchange the lineups, and then we will begin the Consolation Championship here at Capaha Field on a Monday afternoon as we wind down the Mules baseball season. Only a few more games to go before we get into district play. By the way, coming up on May 12th, that's when we will seed districts, and a lot to talk about between now and tomorrow afternoon because the Mules still take on the Jackson Indians, and that game was a rainout from a couple of weeks ago. So with that being said, after we get through today, then we will turn our attention to the Indians, and boy, they have just been pretty much running right through everybody, it seems like, and they almost stumbled on Saturday. They took on Notre Dame in the semifinals of this tournament, and they survive a 3-2. And Tim, I know Tim is below me if you're watching us on Facebook and on YouTube. We're going to see the two coaches now. Wyatt Pratt, he is walking out to home plate. John David Patillo is going to join him, and we'll show that to you live as soon as it happens. Right now it looks like Coach Patillo, he is talking to his team one more final time, and now Patillo is going to make the walk all the way out to home plate, and that just tells you how close we are to the opening pitch here this afternoon. It is a gorgeous day. The two coaches shaking hands, and we are about ready for some high school baseball. The Mules are going to be occupying the third base dugout. Sikeston, the away team today on the scoreboard, they are going to be occupying the first base dugout here this afternoon. Wind is going to play a huge issue today. 18 miles an hour sustained, gusting at times to around 25 or so. It is 330 down the lines, at 375 in right and left center, and 400 in straightaway center. All right, the head coaches, they are done, and now we are ready to get you the opening lineups here today, presented by Larry Hillis Dodge in Poplar Bluff. Mules wearing their cream-colored jerseys today. A few jersey number changes, obviously. And now here is the starting lineups for the Bulldogs out of Sikeston. Leading off the catcher today, number 4, Luke Gadberry, a sophomore, batting second. At right field is number 10, Joseph Heckemeyer, a senior for the Bulldogs. Batting third at third base is number 12, Trey Sullivan, a senior. Batting cleanup, another senior for the Bulldogs. At first base, number 13, Noah Pruitt. Batting fifth, the DH man, number 20, Dayton Taylor, a senior. Batting sixth at second base is number 5, Carter Crow, a senior for the Bulldogs. Batting seventh at left field, number 3, Rushing Alt, a junior. Batting eighth at center field, number 9, Jacob Levitt. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 2, Michael Connor, a senior. And the pitcher today, number 11, Carter Goodman. He is a junior for the Bulldogs. Now defensively for your Poplar Bluff Mules, let's start once again in the outfield. In right field, it is Bennett Lacey. In left field, David Durbin. Center field, Dylan Hall. A very good outfield for the Mules here today. Expect the wind to play a little bit of a role in today's outcome. In the infield, Kobe Greenwall at third base here today. Noah Spain at shortstop. Miles Johnson, he'll be on second. Kaysen King on first, and Bryce Dobbs will be behind the plate. On the mound for the Poplar Bluff Mules, the junior wears number 3, Rylan Seasongood. He is making his 5th start overall this year. He is 2-3 with an earned run average of 7.364. He has pitched 25 and 2/3 innings, giving up 35 hits, 37 runs, 27 have been earned. He's walked 28, struck out 31, and oh, by the way, he has also hit 9 batters this year, 2 wild pitches, and 1 balk. So here we go as Luke Gadberry makes his way to the plate. Tim Hicks is downstairs. I'm Frankie Castile. It is now time for the opening pitch. 119, 64 degrees at Capaha Field in Cape Girardeau. So glad you are tuning in on the radio, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Seasongood winds, and here's the first pitch outside, and we are underway. It is ball 1, 1 ball, and no strikes as we are officially underway. We were supposed to begin at 1:15, only 5-minute delay. Not bad. And there's a strike called on the inside part of the plate. It is now 1 ball and 1 strike. As Luke Gadberry now comes set. Season Good delivers. This one is up high, 2 balls and 1 strike. So the Mules here trying to pick up their 11th win of the season and get back to about 1 game under 500. They just picked up number 10 on Saturday. Here is the pitch outside. Oh, we're going to call it yeah, they will call it a ball. So a quick walk here to begin the inning, and we're going to get a quick courtesy runner coming in for the Bulldogs. So coming up to the plate now is the senior Joseph Heckemeyer. Boy, he's a good football player for the Bulldogs. Got a courtesy runner on first base here. First pitch is on the way. And there's a ground ball hit sharply to Noah Spain. He bobbles it, and instead of it being maybe a double play, it winds up being nobody out and runners on first and second base. So the Mules here quickly with an error. It'll be an E6, and there are runners on first and second base. So a 4-pitch walk to begin the inning, and then the E6. And the Bulldogs, they are in business. So runners on first and second base now. Trace Sullivan is going to come up. So a leadoff walk and then the error. And now there are 2 runners on, nobody out here in the top of inning number 1. Season Good comes set. And there's a pitch inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. So Heckemeyer with an error in E6. He reaches first base. And now the Bulldogs have something going here in the top of inning number 1. So now Season Good will come set, and he steps off the rubber. And we'll do it again here in just a moment. So Season Good looks in, and we'll see what he does here on a 1-0 pitch. And still misses a little bit outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So 2-0 the count. So 2 balls and no strikes. And this one got him, and now the bases are going to be loaded with nobody out. Atkins, by the way, wearing number 23, he is standing on first or third base rather. So now bases are loaded with nobody out here in the inning. So Season Good and the Mules are in a small jam. A walk, a hit by pitch, and an E6. And now runners are on every base here in the top of inning number 1. This one ripped out to center field. This one's going to get down, it looks like, as Hall makes a sliding dive. It's not going to be caught. 1 run's going to come in. 2 runs are going to come in. And now the play at the plate, not in time. And that'll be a double, a bases clearing double. And now it is a 3-0 game here by the Sikeston Bulldogs. 1 pitch by Noah Pruitt. He sends that one to the deepest part of the park. And just like that, it is now a 3-0 ball game. Everybody comes in, and 3-0 here is the score. And now that's going to be a quick walkout here by head coach John David Patillo. Not the way the Mules wanted to begin this ball game, as Pruitt gives the Bulldogs a 3-0 lead here in the first inning. That was a first pitch all the way out to center field in the deepest part of this ballpark. 3-0 now. Season Good. He has thrown 9 pitches so far, still nobody out. Our broadcast here this afternoon presented by First Midwest Bank, also being brought to you by Kevin's Auto Repair. Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialist. Also being brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, Russians Towing, Air Solutions, First Choice Insurance, and Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center. A lot of game left to be played here this afternoon. The Mules, though, off to a not-so-good start as it is 3-0. Pitch taken for a strike. Good pitch by Season Good. No balls and 1 strike here to Dayton Taylor, wearing number 20, bats left-handed. He is the DH man today and the 5th man in the lineup. Season Good will come set with no balls and 1 strike. And strike 2, he couldn't hold off the pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. So Kennett won this conference last season. Kennett also won it back in 2021. They're going to play for another championship. In 2020, we didn't have a conference championship because of COVID. There's a swing and a miss and the first out of the ball game. That is something that Season Good needed here, as it's already 3-0 now. And there is the first out of the ball game on a 3-pitch strikeout. For Season Good, that is strikeout number 32 on the season. Carter Crow is coming up. He is the right-hander. This one just misses outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Last time the Mules won this SEMO Conference was back in 2018. We won it 3 years in a row, 2016, 17, and 18. I remember that 2000. There's a shot, this one to left field. Durbin going back and makes the catch. The wind took that one for a ride, and Durbin stayed underneath it, and he'll come up with a beautiful catch at left field. 2 down. Here in the top of inning number 1. Big out by David Durbin. And now rushing Alt now coming up to the plate now with 2 down and 1 on here in the top of inning number 1. It is already 3-0 Sikeston Bulldogs after an 3 RBI double by Noah Pruitt. Clears the bases earlier this inning. This one inside pitch taken for a strike as a left-hander rushing Alt now. He will come up to the plate, no balls and 1 strike. So 2 down in the inning. Mules getting out of some trouble here. Already 3 runs in for the Bulldogs. A swing and a miss, and now it's no balls and 2 strikes. If you remember back the first time the Mules took on the Bulldogs, Mules shut them out 8-0, but right now the Bulldogs are the ones shutting out the Mules. The Mules, though, will come up to the plate when they get to the bottom of the first. 3-0 early by the Bulldogs on 1 hit in this inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. The way the inning led off was Gadberry walked. Also an E6, Joseph Heckemeyer reaches on an air. Then a hit by pitch to Trey Sullivan. Pruitt on the first pitch. He goes deep all the way to center field for the bases clearing triple. And there's a swing and a miss, second punch out, and the inning will come to a close. 3 runs on 1 hit, 1 error in the inning, and the Bulldogs will strand a runner on second base. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching and listening to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Larry Hillis is a proud sponsor of Mules Sports. Local sports, local fans, and local business. A winning combination.
Patriot Auto Glass offers chip repair or glass replacement. They provide fast quality service done by experienced technicians. Ask about our veteran and first responder discounts. Call Patriot Auto Glass today at 573-840-5027. And remember, Patriot Auto Glass will come to you.
So 18 pitches later, and the Mules get out of the inning, giving up the 3 runs on the 1 hit. And now it's time for the Mules offensive lineup here this afternoon. And here is the way it looks for Coach Patillo and the Poplar Bluff Mules. Leading off at center field, pretty much the way it's been all season long. Dylan Hall, a sophomore for the Mules, wears number 2 batting second. He is at third base today, a junior for the Mules. Number 27, Kobe Greenwald, batting third, wearing number 40. It is the first baseman, Kason King, a senior, batting cleanup at shortstop. Number 11, Noah Spain, a sophomore, batting fifth. The catcher, a freshman. Number 34, Bryce Dobbs, batting sixth. The DH man is number 32, Dylan Bratcher. He is a junior, batting seventh. At second base, number 4, Miles Johnson. Johnson, a freshman, batting eighth. At left field is David Durbin, a senior, and batting ninth. The pitcher for the Mules, a junior, Rylan Seasongood, wears number 3. And playing right field today, a senior, number 12, Bennett Lacey. We'll get you the defensive lineup here for the Bulldogs after this first pitch by Sikeston, and this one is outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. In left field, rushing alt in right field, Joseph Heckemeyer. Center field is Jacob Levitt. And ball 2 around the infield now, Trey Sullivan. He is over at third base. Shortstop is Michael Connor. At first base, Noah Pruitt. Shortstop, or make that second base, is Carter Crow. Behind the plate, Luke Gadberry. And 3 balls and no strikes. And on the mound, it is Carter Goodman, wearing number 11. He is making his second start of the year, 0-1 this year so far. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned. He's walked 5, struck out 9, and make that a 4-pitch walk here. So he's walked 6 batters here this season. His earned run average, by the way, is 3.50. Mules have their leadoff man aboard with a leadoff walk. So the Mules starting the inning much like the Bulldogs did in the top part of the inning. Kobe Greenwald comes up on 5 straight pitches. There is another ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Greenwald batting .391 so far this year. He's got 13 RBIs and the 1 home run. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. There's a good pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dylan Hall leading away from first base. Some speed on the base paths to begin this inning for the Mules. Dylan Hall so far 14 stolen bases out of 16 tries, 88% so far this season. He takes off this one, and there's a fly ball down the first base line, and it will go out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Little hit and run there by Coach Patillo. Hall got a great jump on first base. So now Greenwald with 1 home run this year, trying to advance over Dylan Hall. Mules are down by 3 runs in the bottom of inning number 1. He takes off again. There's the high throw down to second base, is not in time. And now Hall's going to take off on a throwing error, and he will advance to third base. So Hall will get a stolen base, and then he'll end up going to third on the overthrow by Gadberry. 2 balls and 2 strikes now, and just like that, the Mules have a base runner on third base. Good base running by Dylan Hall. Very good base running, and there's a punch out. Called strike 3, and Greenwald is retired. First out of this bottom of the first inning. So now Big Cat coming up now. Kason King, it takes the first pitch, swing and a miss. So 1 down here in the inning. So now Kason King will come up to the plate, and strike 2, a quick 0-2 count now. King coming in batting .409 on the season, 13 extra base hits, 16 RBIs. The team lead in that category. This one, good job there by the catcher, by Gadberry. This one got away. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, but the most important thing, the runner stays put right there on first base. Boy, the wind howling, it's blowing here this afternoon out to right field. There's a ground ball hit sharply. Good job by Sullivan. Throws it to first base, got him in time, but an RBI by Kason King, and there are 2 down in the inning, but the Mules will score a run. So the Mules are on the board now, 3-1 the score. Good job by Kason King. He did get out, but it was a productive out to say the least. It is an RBI. Coming up now is Noah Spain. The out goes 5-3. But King will pick up an RBI. This one gets away all the way to the screen. 1 ball and no strikes to Noah Spain. Spain batting cleanup once again today, batting .348 on the season, 14 RBIs. He's got 4 extra base hits here this year as well. Swing and a miss. He was outside on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. So pitch number 16 about to come up for Carter Goodman. Mules are on the board with their first run of this ball game. This one misses a little bit, so 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 down in the inning. Coming up in at the top of inning number 2, it'll be 8, 9, and 1, all due up for the Bulldogs. There's a fly ball. This one's going to get out to center field for a 2-out base hit by Noah Spain. So Spain ends up and goes out to center field. It's a 2-out hit, and this inning will continue as Jacob Levitt had to come in for that ball. So 2 down in the inning and a runner on first base. And now coming up to the plate is Bryce Dobbs, the Mules catcher. We'll see what he can do. Boy, he's got some power. Dobbs batting .293. By the way, Spain, that is hit number 24 this year. Takes ball 1 a little bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Make sure if you're watching us on social media, let us know where you're watching from here this afternoon. I did see Amanda Spain tuning in from the classroom today. Wanted to have Brandon with us on the air, but it's so compacted here in the press box. Not much room to go off of. 1 ball, no strikes. Spain leads away from first base. Here's the 1-0 pitch coming up. Now a long pause and time called by Bryce Dobbs. Our ball game presented by Patriot Auto Glass, Christian Automotive and Tire, Eye Care Specialist, Larry Hillis Dodge, Briggs & Stratton, Scott Law Group LLC, and Taco John's. There's a rip out to left field. And Alt going to come in, and he makes the catch out there in left field, and the inning will come to a close. But the Mules end up and pick up 1 run on the 1 hit, also 1 error on the throwing error in the inning. Mules strand a runner on first base. We're back in 60 seconds. Mules down 3-1 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Scott Law Firm is experienced in estate planning and the preparation of documents like wills and trusts. Let the Scott Law Firm help you protect your family and pass along your estate according to your terms. Call Scott Law Firm today at 785-4688. Southeast Signs and Graphics of Poplar Bluff can handle all of your printing needs, from t-shirts, wall displays, banners, and so much more. Call their team at 573-772-5566 or get to southeastsignsandgraphics.com.
So we are back as we get ready for the top of inning number 2, and the Mules right now are down by a score of 3-1. 19 pitches there in the first inning thrown by Goodman, and for the Mules, they threw just 18 in that first inning. Talking about Ryland Seasongood, he would throw 18 pitches, and the 3 runs were given up. 8, 9, and 1 are all due up here in the inning. Rushing Alt is going to be the man to come in to lead this inning off here in the top of inning number 2. So now he bats left-handed here as we get ready for the first pitch. And this one grounded to Greenwall over to first base. Not in time. It'll go to the backstop. And that'll end up in being E5 on Greenwall for the bad throw. And the runner now is going to end up on second base. Tad Jones is tuning in. Of course, he's got a big broadcast coming up later today. Our good friends from the Kennett, Missouri area. They will have the championship game this afternoon. Just so you know, Tad, we got your spot ready to go when you get here coming up. So Levitt now is going to end up on second base, and there's a bunt. This one just going to go foul. Second error of the ball game here for the Mules. And now runner in scoring position here on the foul ball. One ball, and make that no balls and one strike. 3-1 the score now. Sikeston and getting off to a 3-run lead in the top part of the first. Mules added a run. Jeannie Hayes Porter, she is watching from Poplar Bluff. She says, let's go Mules. Oh, good pitch by Season Good. It is no balls and 2 strikes. Just so you know, Tim, Tad says hello to you as well. They'll be making their way up here to Cape here anytime. They will have the last game at Jackson and Kennett for that championship, and there's a foul ball. The Kennett Indians here later on this afternoon when they take over later on. They are trying to make it 3 straight conference championship victories in a row. I would say they're in pretty good shape to do it. No balls and 2 strikes here. Runner on second base. Season Good comes set. And this one fouled it off his foot and will still stay. No balls and 2 strikes. Beautiful afternoon here in Kennett, Missouri. It is 60, or make that in Cape Girardeau rather, 64 degrees currently. The northwest wind howling at 18 miles an hour sustained. Wind gust at times to around 25. Here is the 0-2 pitch yet again. This one is inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good take by Connor Michael, who had to duck out of the way. The 9-hitter in the lineup. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mules trying to get their 11th win of the season today. They are coming in to the ball game 11 and 12, or make that 10 and 12. Time is called. Mules are trying to get to 1 game under 500. Roger Faith is joining us from windy Crystal City, Missouri. I was just going to ask you, Roger, how the weather was out there. We've got 65 down here in Cape. What about you, my friend? I bet it's about 65 also. Swing and a miss, down on strikes. And third punch out of the game for Ryland Season Good. That's a big out here, 1 down, and we are at the top of the lineup again. And coming up to the plate now is Luke Gadberry. He walked and scored his first time. It was part of that 3-run inning back in the top of the first inning. The right-hander gets ready here, and Season Good comes set. Good pitch right down the middle. Man, Season Good. The last 2/3, or make that 1 2/3 innings, he is looking a lot better than what he did back in the top part of the first inning. 64 there in Crystal City. I knew it was going to be about where we were. It doesn't seem, oh, good pitch on the outside. No balls and 2 strikes now. I was just going to say that I was figuring that we're going to be about the same. I was looking at this, and coming up in about 2 weeks, the switch will flip on us. We're going to go from below average to above average pretty quick. So we'll take the cool weather now, because something tells me summertime is going to make its way in very soon. This one up high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here in the top of inning number 2, Gadberry walked and scored back in the first. Mules trying to take 5th place in this tournament. Got off to a disastrous start back on Friday. Kennett beat him 15-0. This one is inside. He had to move out of the way. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mules picking up a loss on Friday, 15-0. On Saturday, coming back, and they would dominate New Madrid 19-3. And here we are today looking for our 2nd win of this conference tournament. To do that, we're going to have to come from behind. This one up high, and now quickly 3 balls and 2 strikes now. It was an 0-2 count good at bat here by Gadberry. Works it full with a runner on second base. Gadberry leads away, one down in the inning. Here's a payoff pitch on the way by Season Good. And this one taken down the first base line, and Kason King watches that one go out of play. So we'll keep it here, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mules looking to get out of this inning, giving up no more damage. Mules already down 3-1. Also, we thank you for watching us on YouTube. Preston Moore, he is tuning in, a big basketball player for the Mules. And strike 3 is called, back-to-back punch-outs. And Gadberry was walking down to first base, 2 down here in the second inning, and still a runner on second base. Good pitch by Season Good that time. And this one did not go in the Bulldogs' favor. So 2 down here in the top of inning number 2. Heckemeyer reached on an air. He scored also back in the first. First pitch gets away from Bryce Dobbs. The runner now moves over to third base. So 1 ball and no strikes. And Levitt now will go over to third base. So 1 ball and no strikes. A base hit now will score that run for sure. Here's the 1-0 offering. There's a ground ball up the middle, and he finds the outfield for a base hit. A 2-out hit. And boy, that wild pitch really comes back to hurt Poplar Bluff. It is now 4-1. So Heckemeyer with another RBI this season. Gets his first RBI of the game, and now it is 4-1. So Sikeston gets that run back they gave up in the bottom part of the first. And now coming up to the plate now is going to be a dangerous threat here in Trace Sullivan. He was hit by a pitch. This one gets away from Dobbs. And a runner now moves over to second base. So now 1 ball, no strikes, and a runner on second base again. Little miscues there between Season Good and Bryce Dobbs. That's happened twice in the inning. It is 4-1. Sikeston, they lead it here in the second inning, and this one gets over the head of Miles Johnson to right field. Here's the relay home and safe as Heckemeyer comes in on a base hit to right field, and just like that, it is quickly 5-1 as Heckemeyer will score on the last play. 5-1 now. Back-to-back hits in the inning, and now a very dangerous Noah Pruitt coming up. He got a 3 RBI triple his first time, or a 3 RBI double rather. It is now 5-1. Still 2 down, runner on first base. So Season Good, he has thrown 18 pitches this inning. He threw 18 last inning. Levitt reached on an E5. Runner thought about taking off, and he gets back to first base. Sullivan now, no balls and 1 strike. I was going to say the way this inning led off, it was Levitt reached on an E5, and then back-to-back punch-outs to Michael Connor and Luke Gadberry. Back-to-back RBI base hits by Heckemeyer and Sullivan. A wild pitch and a pass ball later, and now it's a 5-1 game. Season Good goes back over to first base, is not in time. Boy, you're not kidding, Roger. Sikeston's always been tough to beat. The first time the Mules took on Sikeston back earlier in April, it was an 8-0 win by the Mules, but a lot has changed over the last month. Sikeston, they have become a lot better. They did defeat Sikeston, or make that Dexter on Saturday, to get to this contest. They defeated them 6-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So now Pruitt comes in. Runner takes off this time, and not gonna have him. 2 balls and 1 strike, and Sullivan ends up, and he'll steal second. So Pruitt now ahead in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. And a runner now in scoring position back on second base. Dayton Taylor struck out his first time, awaiting on deck. Big audience here watching us on social media and on YouTube on this Monday afternoon. Hard to believe that school year is winding down. Before you know it, we're going to be talking about graduations. Today, the conference will come to a close, Roger. If the Mules win, we take 5th place. Mules played Friday and Saturday to get here. There's a ground ball. This one is going to, good scoop by Noah Spain, rather. There you go, and there's a big out as Spain will get the Mules out of the inning. 1 runner left on, but 2 more runs come in to score on 2 hits and 1 more error for the Mules. It'll be Bratcher, Johnson, and Durbin when we come back. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back. The Sikeston Bulldogs, they lead 5-1 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Caring for those you love also means taking good care of yourself. At Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, our healthcare providers take the time to identify your health risks and help you prioritize good health. Regular checkups and age-appropriate screenings are important to be healthy now and stay well in the future. With same or next day appointments and online scheduling, we make it easy to make an appointment right now. You can even see us from the comfort of your own home via telehealth. Put your health first today by making an appointment by visiting pbrmc.com and searching online scheduling.
Mules are down 5-1 as we get ready for the bottom of the inning now. It'll be Bratcher, Johnson, and Durbin to all come up in the inning for Poplar Bluff. And Bratcher steps in, batting left-handed, takes the first pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Bratcher coming in, batting .286 on the season for the Mules. Cadence Husky tuning in. Good luck from Abby Wilson and Cadence Husky. Glad you all are tuning in this afternoon. 2 balls and no strikes to Dylan Bratcher. Bratcher trying to get on board and help his team down 5-1. Here's the pitch on the way. Good pitch that time. 2 balls and 1 strike. You can hear Coach Patillo telling Dylan Bratcher, find the gap out there in the outfield. Strike 2, and now it's an even count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bratcher so far this season, 14 hits. He's got 1 double this year. He's also coming in with 13 RBIs. There's a rocket shot. This one out toward shortstop, and Michael comes in. He'll make the catch. 1 up and 1 down here in the make that bottom of the 2nd inning. So 1 down, and coming up to the plate now is Miles Johnson for the Mules. Mules here would love to get a base runner here and get something going. Down 5-1, 1 down in the inning. It goes F6 on the out. First one is fouled away to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. So Miles Johnson. Johnson coming into this ball game. Johnson, he is batting 200 on the season. The top team of this tournament, Roger. Boy, I tell you what, it's really a toss-up between, I believe, Kennett and Jackson. Those 2 teams are going to go at it later on this afternoon for the conference championship. I would say I'm going to give Jackson a small edge coming up. I know they barely squeaked by Notre Dame on Saturday, but they didn't have their top pitchers pitching on Saturday. There's a foul ball to the screen. So I'm going to say Jackson, they're going to be the team to beat. They are the #1 seed in this tournament. That's what I'm thinking. But Kennett, they've got the offense and the defense to back it up. they can also give Jackson a big run for their money as well. Swing and a miss, 2 down. 2 quick outs here in the inning. And now coming up to the plate now is David Durbin, the 8-hitter in the lineup. I'll tell you what, in this inning, Goodman looks a lot better. Through 19 pitches in the first inning and not nearly that many so far, just 9 in this inning to this point. 2 down in the inning, and now coming up is David Durbin. Durbin takes the first pitch up high for a ball. It is 1 ball and no strikes. Durbin's got a triple and a home run this year. He's got 10 RBIs as well, 3 extra base hits. He's got 11 total. There's a strike right down the pike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Coming up following this game, it is Notre Dame and Cape Central. They will have a 3rd place matchup, and they're going to say that Durbin went around on that pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, Roger, I would agree with that 100%. Jackson, they pretty much are good in everything. We'll see Jackson tomorrow, by the way. They'll come to Poplar Bluff in a makeup game, rather. We got rained out the first time. This one is outside. A good take by Durbin. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We are in the bottom of inning number 2, coming up on the 2 o'clock hour. And the Mules trail 5-1. Sikeston got out to a big lead in the first, 3-0. They added 2 more in the second. Pitch is inside. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Awaiting on deck is Ryland Season Good for Poplar Bluff. Season Good this season, 1 hit so far. Downstairs, and Durbin draws a 2-out walk, and that'll be the 2nd walk of the game by Goodman. So Mules get a base runner with 2 down in the inning, and now Season Good coming up, looking for his 2nd hit of the year. And now time is called by Patillo, and Season Good will walk over and talk to the coach. Runner on first base with 2 down. Let's go ahead now and pause 10 seconds on the radio for station identification. You're watching and listening to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. So now the first pitch coming. Durbin takes off, and they've got him in a rundown. Durbin now is going to be tagged out, and no, they're going to let him go to second. I believe it was a balk.
No, he didn't. They stepped off the backside of the no. You missed it. Go again.
So the coach, Pratt, that's the problem. They're going to call a balk, and that's why Durbin took off, and Coach Pratt not happy whatsoever, as he was letting the umpire know about what he missed, he said. But a runner's going to wind up on second base. So now Season Good's got a runner in scoring position, and that kind of changes everything. There's a ground ball. This one right to Michael at shortstop. Michael over to first base, not in time. The ball gets away. It'll be an infield base hit for Season Good, and he will advance on the overthrow, and the Mules have added a run. It is now 5-2. That is a huge turn of events here as Aiden Dawes winds up and comes in. So Season Good, it will wind up on second base, and Aiden Dawes now is going to come in, and he'll be the courtesy runner for the Mules. 5-2 now the score, and we are back to the top of the lineup. So Season Good gets his second hit of the season. It's a big one too. A first one taken to the screen, a foul ball by Dylan Hall. And now it is no balls and 1 strike. So the Mules get a run back, and now it's 5-2. Earlier today in the first game of the afternoon, Dexter defeated New Madrid 5-3, taking 7th place in the tournament. This one fouled out of play, no balls and 2 strikes. So now it's a no balls and 2 strike count. That's right, Roger. Put the ball in play and good things happen, and that That's what just happened to the Mules a moment ago. Here is the 0-2 pitch. There's a fly ball. This one's going to hang up, and Levitt gets over there in center field and makes the catch, stranding a runner on second base. The Mules pick up a run on one error, on one hit. It'll be Taylor, Crow, and Alt coming up for the Sikeston Bulldogs in the top of inning number 3. We're back in 1 minute. Mules trail 5-2 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers is a third-generation family-owned jewelry and repair store who have served the Poplar Bluff community for over 60 years.
Our family has always worked hard to provide the finest jewelry creations and service imaginable.
Want a career and not just another job? It's waiting for you at Briggs & Stratton. Great pay, great benefits, and continuing education. Everything you and your family deserve. Go to careers.basco.com and look at Poplar Bluff job openings.
All right, so we are back here in the top of inning number 3, and the Mules trail 5-2. Our broadcast here this afternoon presented by Taco John's, also being brought to you by the Scott Law Group, LLC, Briggs & Stratton, Larry Hillis Dodge, Eye Care Specialist, also being brought to you by Christian Automotive and Tire, Patriot Auto Glass, and Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center. So a balk in the last inning. Coach Pratt still not happy with that call. It allows the Mules to get to second base, David Durbin that is, and then Season Good an infield base hit. And then Durbin scores on the overthrow by Connor. And this one bounces in the dirt. Be ball 1 to Dayton Taylor. 1 ball, no strikes. As we are underway here in the top of inning number 3. 5, 6, and 7. Are all due up in the inning. Make sure on social media, hit that share button for us if you don't mind. Good pitch, you couldn't hold off of that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Grandma Jackie is tuning in this afternoon back in Poplar Bluff along W Highway. Glad to have her alongside. More than likely sitting outside on the swing set, or the front porch swing rather, and has the dogs right there beside her. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got the opportunity to hang out with her a little bit on Sunday. I didn't have to wind the clock though. She already had it wound before I got there. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Dayton Taylor. So far in the ball game, he struck out back in the first, and there's a rocket shot off a Season Good. And boy, you hope he is okay. Over to first base, got him at first. What a throw by Kobe Greenwald. And the most important thing is to make sure Season Good is okay. That ball came right back up the middle, got him. And now the home plate umpire checking on him. It got him, it looks like, on his left arm, his left hand. And boy, you hope he is okay. The Mules stayed with that play. That was a bang-bang play. Great job by Kaysen King on the extension. And there is 1 down in the inning. That was a phenomenal play all the way around. Great heads up by Kobe Greenwald as well. So 1 down in the inning. Coming up now is Carter Crow, popped out to Dylan Hall his first time. So Hall gonna come in just a little bit. This one popped out to center field, make that right field. Lacey will come in and he'll make the catch. A routine fly out there to Bennett Lacey, and 2 down in the inning. That one goes F9. So 2 quick outs here. And now the 7-hitter in the lineup is coming up with 2 away and nobody on. Rushing Alt coming in. He struck out back in the first. Boy, the Mules defense working in this inning. There's a ground ball hit sharply, scooped up by Greenwald. And the tag at first base is there. 1, 2, 3. The Bulldogs are set down in the third. Greenwald, King, and Spain all coming up. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. We're back in 60 seconds on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Breathe easier and extend the life of your HVAC system, plus fewer repair bills with Air Solutions Comprehensive Maintenance Plan. You'll save money and get the peace of mind that only comes from calling Air Solutions. 785-1500. Christian Automotive and Tire. Quality name brand tires that you know and trust. They also have ASE certified mechanics that have the training, tools, and knowledge to fix your vehicle right the first time. Business 67 South in Poplar Bluff. Eye Care Specialists is committed to the protection and the preservation of the precious gift of sight. Nothing is more important than your eyesight. That's the way the doctors of Eye Care Specialists see it.
Protecting your toys are just as important as protecting your daily driver. First Choice Insurance can help find the coverage for your ATVs, boats, and campers that will give you peace of mind and not break your bank. So don't forget to allow First Choice Insurance to review your insurance needs today.
Six pitches by Season Good. They're in the third inning, and the Mules get out of the inning with no damage done. No base runners for the first time in this ballgame. And the Mules coming to bat now with the heart of the lineup coming up. So we'll see what the Mules are able to do here in this inning with nobody on, or I should say with nobody out. Greenwald takes the first pitch down the first baseline. It's going to go out of play. And now it is no balls and one strike. So a long foul ball to begin the inning. It'll be Greenwald, Kason King, and then Noah Spain all due up. So Greenwald coming up to the plate now. Struck out looking his first time. This one, same location, fouled away, no balls and two strikes. So no balls and two strikes here. Kason King grounded out to third base his first time with an RBI, and then Noah Spain got a base hit. That's all due up here in this inning. Good shot of home plate there by Tim. I got a chance to make sure the old crowd mic is where it should be. No balls and two strikes. Coming up tomorrow afternoon, the Mules are back in action. We're back in Poplar Bluff as the Mules will take on the Jackson Indians. And that game has a lot of implications for districts. This one downstairs, one ball, two strikes now. Boy graduation for Poplar Bluff on May 25th. I'll be there at the Black River Coliseum for that. Going to get a chance to announce all the graduates this year. Over 300 of them. And we'll be there starting, I was going to say 7, I'm not sure for the entire school, Roger, but on the team, 7 seniors are going to be graduating this year. There's a rocket shot. This one to the second baseman. Crow over to first base in time. One up and one down here in the third inning. One away, and now coming up to the plate now is Kason King. King grounded out to third base his first time. Big Cat, as they call him. I always get him and Dylan Bratcher confused. Kason King is Big Cat. Dylan Bratcher is Big Country. Strike one is called. No balls and one strike. I'm glad I'm up here. Kason King, he said I'm getting in his head a little bit. He's one double away from tying the all-time school record. He can't hear me today. He's way downstairs and I'm up here, so that's good. A one ball, one strike. He is such a good kid too. So now King digs in wearing number 40 today with a cream-colored jersey styles. There's a rock. This is a fly ball. This one to left field, and Alt comes up with the catch in left, and now there are two down in the inning. The wind carried that just a little bit. Calls it to hang up a little bit. Two down in the inning, and nobody on. So Sikeston flying through this inning right now. They lead by 3 runs. Noah Spain got a base hit his first time. He is back up. 2 down in the inning. 2 quick outs. This one out to left field. This one may get in for a hit. It will. Sliding as Alt could not make the catch, and Spain is going to have a stand-up double. He rounds second, and he'll back away and go back. Good job by Noah Spain, a base hit and a double, and he was swinging on the first pitch. And now Bryce Dobbs is coming up to the plate now. Dobbs on the year, batting .293. With runners in scoring position this year, he is batting .258. Boy, you would hate to leave a runner out there now, that's for sure. Mules have their 3rd run of the game, standing on second base. So for Noah Spain, that's his 5th double of the year. And now the infield coming in just a little bit now for Bryce Dobbs. He's got some power. Make no mistake, strike one is called. No balls and 1 strike here. Our ball game today presented by our good friends at First Choice Insurance, Air Solutions, Russians Towing, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers. Also by First Midwest Bank. This one out to center field, right to Levitt. It goes over his head, but he makes the catch as he was going toward the wall. So 1 hit in the inning, and Spain stranded on second base. It'll be Levitt, Michael, and then back to the top of the lineup. 8, 9, and 1 when we come back in 60 seconds. You're listening and watching Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Kevin's Auto and Tire is a family-owned one-stop shop for fast, friendly, and affordable automotive services with the latest tools and technology, as well as their time-tested automotive knowledge. They're guaranteed to get your vehicle fixed without breaking the bank.
As we get ready now for the top of inning number 4, it is still a 5-2 score right now. As the Bulldogs, they lead it here going into the 4th inning. Our broadcast here today presented by Kevin's Auto Repair. Also being brought to you by PB Realty and Legacy Farm and Land Specialist. So now Levitt, Michael, Gadberry all due up here in the inning. It is 8, 9, and 1. Each team pitcher did a great job in that 3rd inning. For the Mules pitcher, Season Good threw just 6 pitches. Goodman threw just 11. So here we go, the left-hander now. There's a fly ball. This one out to right field, or make that to center field rather. It dives in for a hit, a leadoff base hit here on the first pitch swinging. This one goes right to Hall, and a runner on first base with nobody out. So Levitt reached back in the 2nd on an E5, and here he singled in the 4th. And now Connor coming up, struck out back in the 2nd. TJ Neal, Mules are going for the Consolation Championship, 5th place. And yes, this game is right here at Capaha. Make sure and hit that share button for us on Facebook if you don't mind. A gorgeous afternoon. Mules down 5-2 here at Capaha. So far, the Bulldogs have 5 runs on 4 hits, a couple of errors. But this one's a good bunt down the first base line. Season Good over to first base in time. It is a sacrifice bunt, and the runner does move over to second base. It goes 1-3. And a runner now in scoring position. So now we are back to the top of the lineup here. 1 down. And now Gadberry coming up to the plate. Gadberry is 0 for 1. He's walked and scored and struck out looking back in the 2nd. So a runner on second base now. Good pitch by Season Good. One away. Season Good now. As Gadberry steps in, the leadoff hitter in the lineup. And just their team colors, TJ. No rhyme or reason behind it. Mules wearing their cream-colored uniforms today, and the Bulldogs wearing their white pinstripes. This one popped up, and this one down at the first base line. And giving chase is Lacey, and he runs out of real estate. No balls and 1 strike now. Runner on second base, 1 away in the inning. We've got 7 now, TJ. 1 is no longer with the Mules. So 7 graduating seniors for Poplar Bluff baseball. No balls and 2 strikes here to Gadberry. And a punch out is there, and strike 3 looking. And there are 2 down in the inning. So 2 away, and that's a huge punch out. Gadberry caught looking for the 2nd consecutive at bat. And now coming up is Joseph Heckemeyer. He has reached on an air, an RBI base hit back in the 2nd, and he has scored a couple of runs as well. Levitt now leads off from second base. Strike 1 right down the middle. Yeah, usually that's the way it is, TJ, but today a little bit different for whatever reason. No balls and 1 strike here. 2 away in the 4th. Mules trail 5-2. Swinging away this time. This one right back to Season Good. Over to first base. Got him. And 1 runner left aboard, and the Mules get out of the inning. It's time to get some runs. Bratcher, Johnson, Durbin coming up. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and the Mules still trail 5-2. But we're back in 1 minute on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Larry Hillis is a proud sponsor of Mule Sports. Local sports, local fans, and local business. A winning combination.
Patriot Auto Glass offers chip repair or glass replacement. They provide fast quality service done by experienced technicians. Ask about our veteran and first responder discounts. Call Patriot Auto Glass today at 573-840-5027. And remember, Patriot Auto Glass will come to you.
Scott Law Firm is experienced in estate planning and the preparation of documents like wills and trusts. Let the Scott Law Firm help you protect your family and pass along your estate according to your terms. Call Scott Law Firm today at 785-4688.
Season Good in the last 2 innings has only thrown 13 pitches combined, a six pitch inning back in the 3rd, and only 7 there in the 4th inning. And the Mules still down by a score of 5-2. But Lynn Wright tuning in. All right, my buddy Roman tuning in back in the Fisk area this afternoon. Speaking of Fisk, coming up on Wednesday, Tim and I, we're going to be very busy Wednesday evening as we are going to be live streaming the OFC Conference Banquet. And that'll be around 6 p.m. on Wednesday evening, live from the Holiday Inn in Poplar Bluff. Ball 1 taken to Dylan Bratcher, the leadoff man in the inning. He popped out to shortstop his first time on a 3-2 pitch. This one gets away, 2 balls and no strikes. Man, Keith, I've been trying to get John Scott in the booth all season long for baseball. He is just nowhere to be found. He's a big football, basketball kind of guy, but I cannot get him anywhere near the press box for baseball. 3 balls and no strikes. Tell you what, Keith, you've got some influence on him. You got to make that happen. Tomorrow will be a great time to have him in the booth. His favorite team, the Jackson Indians, they're coming to town. And a 4-pitch walk here to the Mules DH. And now Bratcher aboard with nobody down. And we're going to get time called here by Coach Pratt. And now a leadoff walk here, so a mound visit. And we'll see what Coach Pratt wants to do here in the ball game. And so far, or I should say, Goodman's pitched a really good ball game. They're looking back toward the bullpen area. Sikeston does have some activity out there. See who's out there warming up right now for the Bulldogs. They're wearing their pinstripe uniforms. There we go. Now we got the number. Trying to figure out who that was. Brody Knoll is warming up right now, wearing number 22. He is warming up for the Bulldogs. So now Bratcher standing on first base. It is a 5-2 score in the bottom of the 4th inning. And we'll see what the Mules are able to do with a leadoff man aboard. Mules got their leadoff man on in the first, came around to score, and have not done so since. So now we'll see with a runner on first base, and we're going to get a pinch runner, it looks like. Billy Hertz is coming in to pinch run for Bratcher. And ball taken inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Inside, the home plate umpire says, as you can hear. That's why we have that crowd mic set up right where we do. So Billy Hertz wears number 42. This one is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Up to the plate now is Miles Johnson for the Mules. Johnson struck out his first time. Wouldn't mind to see Johnson get his 10th hit of the year and keep this inning going. Hertz now leads away from first base. Strike, or make that a ball. Ball 3 now. 3 balls and no strikes. You can hear Coach Patillo telling Hertz get a good lead on first base. 3 balls and no strikes. Mules down by 3 runs. It's 5-2 here in the 4th. Strike is called. Johnson started to walk down toward first base. Not so fast, my friend. We've got that first base camera, that nice big old pole right in the way, Tim. You got to love it. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Miles Johnson. Johnson so far this season, he has walked 14 or make that 16 times so far this year. And strike 2. Johnson thought that was ball 4. And he is back now. It's quickly a full count. It was a 3-0 count. Now it's a full count. And we'll see what the Mules here are able to do. We'll see what the Mules are going to do with it now, as Johnson has 1 foot, now both feet back in the batter's box. I can hear Kent Keith downstairs as well cheering on the Mules. Excuse me, swing. It goes down the first base line. Hey, good hands by Tyler Mathis. Still has it over there on first base. He's our first base coach. Our head coach is John David Patillo. Our pitching coach, Casey Beese and Jeffrey McLevane, rounding out our coaching staff for the Poplar Bluff Mules. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A leadoff man on first base. Back over to first, not in time, as Hertz head first slide. And he will stand back up. And we'll see what the Mules do. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here is the payoff pitch. This one fouled away right in front of us. That ball was headed right toward our booth. Thankfully, that screen caught it for us. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll do it again. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Make sure and hit that share button for us on social media. Love to hear from you as well. This one fouled again, and we'll still do 3 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, a good at bat here between Carter Goodman and Miles Johnson. Johnson struck out his first time. A lot of pitches thrown to Miles Johnson. The 3rd payoff pitch coming up. Hertz leads away from first base. Here's the pitch. This is a ground ball for a base hit. It gets out to left field. The Mules have runners on first and second base with nobody out. Boy, great at bat by Miles Johnson. Fouls off 3 consecutive payoff pitches, and then it gets a base hit to left field in between third base and shortstop. That was a good at bat by Miles Johnson. So now the tying run coming up to home plate now for the Mules. And boy, nobody I'd rather have up there right now than David Durbin. Durbin batting .250 on the season, 1 homer this year. With runners in scoring position, he is batting .227. Hannah Mathis is tuning in. He is showing bunt. Oh, right back to the pitcher. Good job by David Durbin. That is a productive out by Durbin. And now the runners move up, and they are on second and third base now. So it goes 1-3, and now the runners will advance to second and third base, and the double play for now is out. And now Season Good, who's got a base hit so far today, he will come up with 1 down in the inning. So Season Good will dig in, runners on second and third base. And ball 1 taken inside. Oh, they're going to call that one a strike, it looks like. So Ryland Season Good takes strike 1, looked to be inside. This one he fouls it out of play, and now it's no balls and 2 strikes.
1-1.
No, 1-1. So he did call that one a ball. I thought he did, but part of me thought maybe he called that one a strike. The first pitch a strike, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll take that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside at ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. Mules have the tying run at home plate. Dylan Hall awaiting on deck. Mules want to make this a big inning. They're down 5-2. It's coming up on 2:30 this Monday afternoon. There's a fly ball. Get out, baby. There's a base hit. 1 run comes in. Here comes Johnson, and Season Good does it again. 2 RBI base hit by Season Good. A little pump up there by Tyler Mathis, and the Mules are back in the ball game. So 2 runners come in, and now we'll get a courtesy runner. It'll be Aiden Dawes to come in, and the Mules have cut this lead down to 1. And now we're going to get a mound visit coming up here by Coach Pratt, and that's going to be all for Goodman. Mules are back in the game, down 5-4. We're back in 1 minute. This call to the bin is all being brought to you by Larry Hillis Dodge in Poplar Bluff. Mules trail 5-4. We're back in 1 minute on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Southeast Signs and Graphics of Poplar Bluff can handle all of your printing needs, from t-shirts, wall displays, banners, and so much more. Call their team at 573-772-5566 or get to southeastsignsandgraphics.com.
Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers is a third-generation family-owned jewelry and repair store who have served the Poplar Bluff community for over 60 years.
Our family has always worked hard to provide the finest jewelry creations and service imaginable.
So the Mules now, as we get back, it is now 5-4 here in the ball game, and coming in to pitching this afternoon is going to be Deaton Taylor. He is the DH man. He is going to come in now, and he will pitch for the remainder of this game as his Bulldogs are up by 1 run, and what a play by Ryland Season Good. An RBI or 2 RBIs to center field. Brooke Dobbs loves what she's seen by Season Good, as does Hannah Mathis. It is now a 1-run ball game, and the Mules now find themselves, they trail by 1. Dayton Taylor now coming in, and Taylor doesn't have a lot of pitching here this season for the Bulldogs. We'll get you the final numbers coming up in just a moment here on Goodman. And looking at Taylor's numbers here this year, he has pitched 7 1/3 innings so far. He is making his 4th appearance, He has given up 13 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 4. His earned run average is 3.818. So the day is done for Goodman. He is responsible for the runner on first base. Wynn now howling once again, runner on first base. It is a 5-4 score. Top of the lineup now, and this one misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes now to Dylan Hall. Hall is 0 for 2 in the ball game, or make that 0 for 1 rather. He's walked and scored and popped out to center field. So in both innings, in 2 out of 4 innings, when the Mules have their leadoff man aboard, a throw back to first base is not in time. Mules have had their leadoff man on twice here in the ball game, and they have scored each time. Mules now 5-4 over the Bulldogs. They trail by 1. They have trailed by as many as 4 runs in the ball game. Aiden Dawes now leads away from first base. Got to watch Aiden Dawes over there on first. He is quick as well. Dawes this year, he has 7 stolen bases out of 8 attempts, coming in at 88% so far this year. They do throw back over to first base. It's not in time. 1 ball, no strikes here to the top leadoff man here in the lineup, Dylan Hall. Mules down by a run. They've already scored 2 times at this inning. Showing bunt, a good bunt by Dylan Hall. He may beat this one out. He will. Dylan Hall drops a bunt down for a base hit right to third base. So Sullivan had no play, and the Mules now have runners on first and second base. That was a good bunt by Dylan Hall. So now Greenwald, boy, he is due for a hit right here in this situation. He is 0 for 2. This one, he grounds it to third base. They'll get the out at third base, and that'll be the only out they get, a force out. And there are 2 down in the inning. So it's going to go 5 unassisted. Dawes is out, and there are 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Greenwald So Hall on second base and Greenwald on first, and now Kaysen King takes strike 1. Inside pitch called for a strike. No balls in a strike. Boy, Hall, or I should say Kaysen King in a big spot here. Runners on first and second base here. 1 swing of the bat could give the lead to Poplar Bluff, or at least tie the ball game. Either one. Outside pitch taken for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner takes off. Both runners take off. Hall and Greenwald end up in still second and third base. And now the Mules have 2 runners on, so a base hit in this situation should score 2 runs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big runners on base right now for Kaysen King. King misses it downstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. King batting .409, 16 RBIs this year with runners in scoring position for the big man. King is batting .368. Let's get that average up. What do you say, big fella? There's a fly ball. This one hangs up. Get down, baby. It's going to be a hit. And Kaysen King is going to tie the all-time school record with a double. Yes, sir. His 14th double of the year. He has just tied the all-time school record. So Kaysen King, with 1 swing of the bat, has given the Mules a 2-run lead. Congratulations to Kaysen King on his 14th double this year. Boy, you know he wanted that one. You know he wanted that one for a couple of ball games now. A 2 RBI double, and the Mules have the lead. So now King got back to second base, and Noah Spain coming up. He is 2 for 2 in the ball game. Kaysen King unloads with a huge double. and gives the Mules a 1-run lead. This one by Noah Spain at the first base, and the inning will come to a close. But the Mules have a huge inning. 4 runs on 4 hits and leave a man on. We go to the top of the 5th, and the Mules, they've got the lead at 6-5. We're back in 1 minute on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. Mules end up and get 4 runs in that last inning, but none bigger than the big 2 RBI double by Kason King. 14 doubles this season, tying Michael Anagastopoulos' record set back in 2017 when he had 14 extra base hits as well, 14 doubles, and now he is 1 away from breaking the school record. So congratulations once again to Kason King. And he was telling me before the game started that I was making him nervous. Every time he would come up to the bat, he would hear me talk about it. But today I told him, don't worry about it because I'll be nowhere near you. And I guess he took that to heart because he got his tying double right here at Capaha Field. Ball 1 taken up high. 1 ball, no strikes now. And coming up to the plate now is Trey Sullivan. He is 1 for 1 this afternoon. He was hit by a pitch. There's a fly ball. This one out to Dylan Hall. He slipped and still made the catch in the outfield. 1 up and 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. That one goes F8 on the out. So 1 away, and now coming up to the plate now is Noah Pruitt, 1 for 2, a 3 RBI double back in the first, and he grounded out the shortstop his last time. Miss Bratcher says, congratulations to Big Cat. Yes, ball 1 taken inside. Also, Brooke Dobbs loves what she was seeing there. Mo Jeffrey says, way to go, Kason. Tiffany Jenkins is logged in saying, way to go, Kason. 1 ball, no strikes here. The Mules lead it by 1. 2 balls and no strikes here to begin this at bat for Noah Pruitt. So season good back in there for the Mules. We'll see what he does here on a 2-0 count. This one popped up out of play behind us. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. Boy, I like the way this mentality here by the Mules. They've got it in their blood. They do not quit. I don't care how many runs they're down by. It has been that way all season long. There's a ground ball hit sharply to Spain. Spain over to first base and got him by a half a step. 6-3 on the out, 2 up and 2 down here in the top of inning number 5. Good play by Spain, good extension by Kason King, and there are 2 down here in the inning. Coming up to the plate is going to be Deaton Taylor. Came in last inning pitching as the DH, and now he will bat with 2 away and nobody on. He is 0 for 2 this afternoon so far. He has struck out and he has popped or grounded out to the pitcher. First pitch is up high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Mules have a 1-run lead here in the ball game now. They lead 6-5. Just misses for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 pitch is a little bit inside. So 3 balls and no strikes now. So quickly 3 balls and no strikes. And the pitch is, it got him inside. It would have been ball 4 anyway. So a 2-out walk here to Taylor and a runner on first base. And we're going to get a courtesy runner coming in now. It'll be a walk, classified as a walk. And we're going to get a courtesy runner to come out now for the Bulldogs. Can't see his number. They're wearing the pinstripes here. He's facing us. Waiting for him to step off the bag to tell you who it is. He doesn't step off where he turns around, so we'll have to wait on that. Here is the pitch on the way here by Season Good. 2 down. There's a ground ball by Crow. It's going to be mishandled, and it'll be another error on the Mules. And runners now on first and second base, and that'll be an E6. So now Alt coming up, runners on first and second base. So now runners on first and second base here. Still 2 down in the inning. But now for the Mules, they've got to really concentrate here. There's a ball taken outside. A 1 ball, no strikes to rushing Alt. He bats left-handed, and he is trying to keep this inning going for his Bulldogs. 1 ball, no strikes. And misses up high again at 2 balls and no strikes. And time is called as Bryce Dobbs going to walk out and talk to his pitcher. Can't say I blame him on that one. That's a good move there by Dobbs to walk out, settle down his pitcher. So 2 balls and no strikes here. Mules lead it 6-5. A big inning in the bottom of the 4th for Poplar Bluff. Mules able to score 4 times. Strike 1, good pitch. It's 2 balls and a strike now. Here Keith is down there cheering on the Mules. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 runners on here in the inning. Runners on first and second base. 2 away here in the 5th. Roger Faith says absolutely good timeout taken there by Bryce Dobbs to kind of settle down Season Good. Season Good is about to pitch number 68 in the ball game. He has thrown 14 so far in the inning. Sun is shining beautifully here in Cape. This one fouled away. It's an even count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've been on the air now 1 hour and 22 minutes. When we started this game, we were sitting at 65, and we still are sitting at 65. Miss Dobbs says, keep it up, Bryce. That was a good decision by Dobbs earlier to walk out there and settle down Season Good. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mules lead by a run. Inside, it just misses for a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's a full count now. 2 down in the inning, and the Mules would love to get out of this inning, giving up no damage. Mules lead by a run. Season Good now leading away. Taylor on second base. Runners take off, and this one fouled away. We'll do it again. So 3 balls and 2 strikes here. The infield playing in. Dylan Hall comes in a little bit. David Durbin does also. Lacey is playing fairly shallow out there in right field. So rushing Alt now. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch yet again. Payoff pitch number 2. There's a ground ball hit up the middle and cut off by, oh my goodness, it's gonna be a bad hop. 1 run comes in at Sikeston and Spain. It hits the dirt in front of Case and King rather. And 2 runs are gonna come in. It is now 7-6. So 7-6 now as Spain could not get it over there in time. It was going to be a hard play. So now runner on first base. And this one is fouled out of play. No balls and 1 strike. 7-6 now. Seven to 6 now, the score, and it is a no balls and 1 strike. Runner takes off, and they're going to give him the bag. No balls and 2 strikes here. Runner on second base. It's 0-2 the count, and Jacob Levitt now, the 8-hitter in the lineup. Coming up for the Mules, Bryce Dobbs and Dylan Bratcher. And Miles Johnson all due up, down by a run now. This one fouled away. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Mules got to keep climbing back, got to keep fighting here in this ball game. Mules down by a run again. It is the 8-seed Bulldogs currently leading the 7-seeded Poplar Bluff Mules in the 2023 Conference Consolation Championship game. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So currently nobody warming up in the bullpen for Coach John David Patillo. So Alt standing on second base. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball, just goes foul right behind Cason King on first base. Woo, that was close. About 2 feet away from going down the line fair. In the outfield for the Mules, David Durbin in left field, Dylan Hall in center field, Bennett Lacey in right field, Kobe Greenwald at third base, Noah Spain at shortstop, Miles Johnson at second, and Cason King on first. Bryce Dobbs behind the plate. Season good, about to throw pitch number 77. Fouled away, spoils it, still no 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Bulldogs have regained the lead. 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, 2 runs here in the fifth. 7 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors. Mules got a run in the first, a run in the second, 4 in the fourth. They've got 6 runs on 7 hits and 4 errors in the ball game. Jake. So now Levitt now as he stands in. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out, or I should say got on if E5 rather. This one popped straight up. Cason King is going to watch this one sail out of play, and we'll do it again. So Levitt grounded out to Kobe Greenwald back in the second. He was able to reach on an error. Then he singled it back in the fourth. Mules would love to get him out here with 2 down in the fifth. It is a 7-6 lead right now by Sikeston Bulldogs as they regain the lead again. Inside pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You can hear the home plate umpire all the way up here. So now Season Good comes set. This one is up high. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. It's a full count. Full count. Mules lead, or I should say trail by a run. Wind picking up just a little bit now. More so than it had been. Inside, or make that outside pitch, and now it's runners on first and second base. Lost him on an 0-2 count to ball 4. Runners now on first and second. Second walk of the inning, and now we're going to get Coach Patillo to come out. We'll see what he does. We'll see if he stays with Season Good or goes to the pen. And I believe he's going to, well, for right now, he may stay with him. He's at pitch number 70, or make that 81 coming, or 82 coming up. Looks like he'll stay with Season Good for the time being. Runners on first and second base now. Season Good has gone 4 2/3 innings. He has thrown 81 pitches, 49 have been for strikes. Five hits on 7 runs, only 2 earned runs in the ballgame. He has walked 3, struck out 5, and hit a batter. On the other end, Goodman, by the way, went 3 1/3 innings. Giving up 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 were earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2. This one, he jammed him inside. Season Good gives chase. Is going to go foul. No balls and 1 strike. Let's see here. Miles Johnson's grandparents, Miss Kathy Tinsley, tuning in from St. Louis. I did never get to see the Patillo boys play baseball, Raj. I've heard about them, though. Very good ball players. No balls and a strike. So here we go to Connor Michael, strike 2. Now it's an 0-2 count. Coming up in the home half of the 5th inning for the Mules, 5, 6, and 7. Bryce Dobbs to lead us off. Coming up in the bottom part of the 5th. Mules down by a run, trying to keep it that way. This one jammed him, kicks it outside behind first base, and foul. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Still 7-6. Mules baseball presented by Taco John's, also the Scott Law Group LLC, and Briggs and Stratton. No balls and 2 strikes. Once again, it takes it out of play. 4 consecutive foul balls here at the plate. Larry Hillis Dodge, also eye care specialist, Christian Automotive and Tire, Patriot Auto Glass, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, First Choice Insurance, and Air Solutions. Proud supporters. Ground ball hit sharply to Noah Spain, and the inning will come to an end on a fielder's choice, but not before 2 more runs come across on 1 hit and 2 errors against the Mules in the inning. Coming up, it'll be Dobbs, Bratcher, and Johnson. Mules down 7-6. We're back in 1 minute on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Caring for those you love also means taking good care of yourself. At Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, our healthcare providers take the time to identify your health risks and help you prioritize good health. Regular checkups and age-appropriate screenings are important to be healthy now and stay well in the future. With same or next day appointments and online scheduling, we make it easy to make an appointment right now. You can even see us from the comfort of your own home via telehealth. Put your health first today by making an appointment by visiting pbrmc.com and searching online scheduling.
Home half of the 5th inning, and the Mules are down by a run, so we'll see what the Mules are able to do here in their part of the 5th. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 all due up. Mules baseball presented by First Midwest Bank, also being brought to you by Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialists, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, and Russians Towing. 33 pitches thrown by Season Good there in that 5th inning. The last 2 innings, 13 pitches combined. So Dobbs 0 for 2 in the ballgame. He has popped out each time. He is due for a big hit. Takes ball 1 in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Here as we get ready for the home half of the 5th inning. This game has flown by. 1 hour and 33 minutes on the air. This one fouled away down the third base line. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now. Mules trying to get back in the driver's seat here, down by a run. I'm Frankie Castile alongside Tim Hicks. He is down below us on the lower level here today. He is in the sunshine. I bet he likes that pretty good. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yes, Roger. His dad was great at Three Rivers College. I know that. Lori West is tuning in. She says, let's go Mules. There's a fly ball. This one's going to get in the gap. Get out, baby. There's at least a base hit. Dobbs will stretch it to a double at least. And he is going to keep going. No, he's going to hold up. He will hold up and go back. Woo! He wanted that triple. He was going to try for it. It'll be a double, a leadoff double by Bryce Dobbs. He found the gap, and now the Mules have their leadoff man aboard. Remember, the last 2 times that we have had leadoff guys on, the Mules have come back and scored a run. So Dobbs here in the season, and for Mr. Dobbs, rather, that is his 7th double of the year. And now the Mules have an RBI standing on second base. Dylan Bratcher is awaiting. He is coming up to the plate. He has walked and scored and popped out to shortstop. He is due for a hit too. 1 ball, no strikes. I heard Kent Keith down below tell his team RBI time. I would have to agree. Mules trail 7-6. 1 ball, no strikes now to the Mules DH. Dobbs, or I should say Dobbs got on base. This one popped up out of play. Bratcher going over to make the play, third base, but not going to have it. Ran out of room. Hurts had to get out of the way on that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Cameron Settle is the courtesy man over there on second base. Dobbs that did the work, got the double, and now we'll see if Settle can score from second base. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the 5th. Beautiful afternoon at Capaha Field in Cape Girardeau. This one fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pretty good 5th place game today so far. We are the 2nd game of the afternoon. There's still 2 more games to follow. Cape and Notre Dame comes up next in the 3rd place game. Championship game later on this afternoon. That game was supposed to begin around 5:30, and that'll be between Kennett and Jackson. Inside pitch. Settle's going to wind up on third base. So now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one gets away, a wild pitch. And now runner on third base. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mules doing some good base running here. So now Settle stands on third base. Miles Johnson awaiting on deck. Mules have a great opportunity here to score to at least tie this game again. By the way, Goodman is off the hook now. He was in line for the no decision, or he'll get a no decision rather. He was in line for the loss. But now Sikeston has retaken the lead. There's a rip out to right field, and this one is going to be caught, but Settle is going to come in and tie the ball game. A productive out for the Mules. A sacrifice by Dylan Bratcher, and the Mules have tied the game again. It is now 7-all. And nobody on and 1 away here in the inning. You're the Mules, you'll take it. Sacrifice fly and RBI, 7-all. And a strike is called. 1 down for Miles Johnson. No balls and 1 strike. So 1 down in the inning, and it's 7-7 the score. Inside pitch, and the count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Mules have come back and tied the game again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Miles Johnson would love to get on base again. He singled and scored back in the 4th. Nobody on, 1 away. There's a ground ball. This one hit right at second base. Crow steps up and makes the play, and there are 2 down in the inning. That one goes 4-3 on the out. Coming up now is David Durbin. Boy, Durbin had a huge row last inning when the Mules got those 4 runs. Actually sacrificed the runners over to second and third base, and that would allow Season Good to pick up 2 RBIs on the base hit. That wound up being a huge play for the Mules. So now Durbin he'll do whatever's asked of him. A good kid all the way around. Great attitude. You ask him to lay down a bunt, he's going to do that. 1 ball, no strikes. You ask him to swing away, get maybe a triple, get a home run, he'll do that too. Nobody on for the senior for David Durbin. He has walked in a sacrifice bunt, and there's a strike. Wouldn't mind getting one to the gap. Big gap out there in left field between the foul line and the left fielder. Hit that share button for us, and there's a ground ball. Takes it on a hop is Sullivan at third base and got him at first. And the inning will come to a close, but the Mules end up and pick up a run on 1 hit. It'll be 1, 2, and 3 at Gadberry, Heckemeyer, and Sullivan when we come back for the top of inning number 6. Mules and the Bulldogs all knotted up at 7 apiece. You're watching and listening to Mules Baseball. We're back in 1 minute on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Want a career and not just another job? It's waiting for you at Briggs & Stratton. Great pay, great benefits, and continuing education. Everything you and your family deserve. Go to careers.basco.com and look at Poplar Bluff job openings.
Breathe easier and extend the life of your HVAC system, plus fewer repair bills with Air Solutions Comprehensive Maintenance Plan. You'll save money and get the peace of mind that only comes from calling Air Solutions, 785-1500. Christian Automotive and Tire. Quality name brand tires that you know and trust. They also have ASE certified mechanics that have the training, tools, and knowledge to fix your vehicle right the first time. Business 67 South in Poplar Bluff. Eye Care Specialists is committed to the protection and the preservation of the precious gift of sight. Nothing is more important than your eyesight. That's the way the doctors of Eye Care Specialists see it.
Before we go any farther, we're going to wait for the first pitch here to come up. We do owe you a legal ID on the radio as Season Good back in. This one has popped up, and this one's going to find a center field. It'll be a leadoff base hit for the leadoff man, Luke Gadberry. And a 1 runner on, nobody out as Gadberry ends up on first base. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. So a pinch runner for the Bulldogs now as Atkins winds up on first base. Gadberry now did his job, got the base hit. Back over to first base is not in time. So Gadberry leads off with a base hit out to center field. And now Atkins will take over on first base. And he will try to give the Bulldogs the go-ahead lead. Runner on first base, nobody out. Back over, not in time. Nearly a pickoff play there. Good job by King to apply the tag. That was close. I see Notre Dame getting here right now. I see Cape Central arriving here at Capaha Field. They will have the next game. 7-7 tie here on this consolation. Swing and a miss. Back down to first base, and King unable to make the play. So a swing and a miss and down a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Greg Gilberto is tuning in. Glad to see you alongside, Greg. We got to get together at some point, Greg. I'm going to hold you to it. Coffee with the pastor. Little check me swing it down at the first base line as the runner takes off. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Last time we did that, Greg, it was about 41 degrees in Cape Central High School. It was raining. It was a championship game for football. We had a lot of fun that day. We got to do it again. 7-7 score now. Mules got a run in the bottom of the 5th to tie the game. Atkins leads away from first base. Here's the throw back over to first base, not in time. Sikeston would love to have that runner on second base here, give them an opportunity to take the lead. going into the bottom of the 6th. By the way, the Mules coming up, it'll be 9-1-2. There's a ground ball hit sharply to Noah Spain, out at second, out at first. Bang, bang, double play. It goes 6 unassisted to 3, and just like that, the Mules 2 down in the inning. Great job by Noah Spain. A couple of errors in this game, and he completely redeems himself on that one. Good double play by Noah Spain. So now nobody on. We go from 0 to 2 outs. Coming up to the plate now, Trey Sullivan. And time called by Trey Sullivan. So 2 down in the inning following a leadoff base hit. And now Sullivan comes up with nobody on. Kathleen Patillo is tuning in. Glad to see she is tuning in. Glad you're back from St. Louis, and most importantly, we're still sending prayers and thoughts to your father, Miss Patillo, and we're hoping he gets a speedy recovery. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a fly ball out toward Lacey's way in right field. He gets underneath it, and the Mules will have a chance to take the lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 hit, no runs, nobody left on. 9-1-2, season good. When we come back, is set to lead us off. We're back in 1 minute on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Protecting your toys are just as important as protecting your daily driver. First Choice Insurance can help find the coverage for your ATVs, boats, and campers that will give you peace of mind and not break your bank. So don't forget to allow First Choice Insurance to review your insurance needs today.
So Taylor's Day will come to a close, and now Heath Poindexter is going to make his way out. He'll be the new pitcher on the mound for the Sikeston Bulldogs here in the bottom of inning number 6. And Poindexter, he is making his 8th appearance overall. He has pitched 16 2/3 innings, giving up 27 hits, 36 runs. He has also 25 have been earned. He has walked 11, struck out 7. He has hit 7 batters, 4 wild pitches, and 1 balk this year. His earned run average is 10.50, and that's where we are right now with Mr. Poindexter as he will come in to the ball game. And now season good. Boy, he has had a great outing. He's got 2 big hits, 3 RBIs so far in the ball game. Bottom of the 6th inning, we are tied up at 7 as we get ready for the 6th inning. Here's the first pitch by Poindexter. Strike is called right down the middle. No balls and 1 strike. Miss Patillo, what do you think of the camera angles here today that Tim is producing for us at Capaha? Pretty good. There's another hit by Ryland, season good. This one's going to be a double. He may stretch it to a triple. He is going to go, and he will have a leadoff triple to begin this inning. Season good, 3-hit ball game, and this one is the biggest of them all. It is a leadoff triple for the Mules. Season good in the gap between center and right field, and what a start by the Mules. Another leadoff hit for Poplar Bluff. Season good. A 2 RBI base hit back in the 4th, and now a leadoff triple in the 6th. And now we are back to the top of the lineup. Ball one taken to Dylan Hall. Mules have got their leadoff man aboard so far in this ball game 3 times before this inning, and they are 3 for 3, scoring a run. This one is downstairs. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Tell you what, Miss Patillo, no one deserves a big hit like that more than Rylan Seasongood. He has had a great outing today, multiple hit game, a 3-hit game to be exact. He represents the go-ahead run, a base hit by Dylan Hall. The Mules have regained the lead, 8-7. Boy, he needed that hit. Way to go, Dylan Hall. The Mules now lead 8-7. So now the Mules have a runner on first base, an RBI once again by Hall. And now it is 8-7. A leadoff triple. They're going to go to second base and got him as he slid in. Mules being aggressive on the base pads, and they are picked off. Caught stealing, 1 away here in the inning. So 1 ball and no strikes here, and Hall was caught stealing. So 1 away. There's a ground ball. This one hit right back to Crow. Crow over to first base in time. And now quickly after the leadoff triple, then the base hit, there are 2 down in the inning. And now coming up to the plate now, Kason King. He doubled his last time, tying the all-time school record. He joins Michael Anagastopoulos with 14 doubles. Takes ball downstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. By the way, last inning, Seasongood threw just 6 pitches. I think Noah Spain's going to come in for the save. There's a fly ball by Kason King, and this one's going to be caught in the outfield by Alt, and the inning will come to an end, but not before the Mules pick up a run on 2 hits. We are going to the top of inning number 7. Mules right now lead 8-7. We're back in 1 minute on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Kevin's Auto and Tire is a family-owned one-stop shop for fast, friendly, and affordable automotive services with the latest tools and technology, as well as their time-tested automotive knowledge. They're guaranteed to get your vehicle fixed without breaking the bank.
Larry Hillis is a proud sponsor of Mule Sports. Local sports, local fans, and local business. A winning combination.
Patriot Auto Glass offers chip repair or glass replacement. They provide fast quality service done by experienced technicians. Ask about our veteran and first responder discounts. Call Patriot Auto Glass today at 573-840-5027. And remember, Patriot Auto Glass will come to you.
And we are back as we get ready for the top of inning number 7. And the Mules find themselves on top here by 1 run. It is an 8-7 ball game right now. My good buddy Rusty Hendricks, he's got the call next against Cape and Notre Dame. He stuck his head in here and said he wants this game to go to extra innings, for crying out loud. He wants this to go 15 innings. I'm like, no way. So now we're going to stick with Seasongood on the mound. Seasongood about to throw pitch number 93 in the ball game. Mules lead it by a run. So Pruitt now comes up to the plate. He takes ball 1. That's downstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Noah Pruitt. Tell you what, Season Good has had an amazing game to this point. You love the fact that he is going to try to finish this thing out. One ball and no strikes as the Mules, and we're going to get time called once again. Leadership showing right there as Dobbs goes out, calls time, and just wants to settle down Season Good here. First pitch was nowhere near the strike zone. So just wants to make sure that those two are on the same page. Mules lead by a run. There's a ground ball. This one hit. Oh, it took a wicked bounce. And this one is going to end up a leadoff base hit. That was a wicked bounce and nobody can do on that one. Season Good tried to make a play on it, but it did take that weird bounce. And now a runner on first base with nobody out. So neither Greenwald or Season Good could make a play on it. And now a runner on first base with nobody out here in the 7th inning. What do you think about maybe going back up the middle for a double play? Throw down to second base, got him! What a throw by Bryce Dobbs. He swung and missed, and then Pruitt takes off and gets thrown out. Big out from Dobbs to Spain, and now there is one down in the inning. I'm telling you, that may be the play of the game right there. That saved a run for sure. There's a ground ball hit sharply to the second baseman, Johnson, and got it to first base in time. So 2 down in the inning, quickly 2 down. So it goes 4-3 on the out. And now there are 2 down in the inning. Coming up to the plate is Crow, the shortstop. Season Good now. First pitch is inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. So 1 ball and no strikes. The Mules trying to put this away and win back-to-back games here in the conference tournament. Mules, this one fouled away, and now it is 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 the count. Mules are an out away. 1-1, you heard the umpire there. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Just misses. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count. So now Season Good comes with a strike, 2, good pitch. And now the Mules are 1 strike away from taking the win. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thank you so much, Roger. I appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate everybody tuning in today for some Mules baseball. Inside, a good pitch there by Season Good. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It is a full count now. Pitch number 102 is coming up here for Season Good in the game. There's a fly ball. This one out between center and right, and Dylan Hall calls everybody off, and the Mules end up picking up the win. Mules pick up a win, 8-7, Season Good on the victory. The game goes 1 hour and 59 minutes, and this game will come to a close. Mules win it 8-7. We'll have highlights and totals coming up. We're back in about 2 minutes. You're watching and listening to Mules Baseball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. So Season Good will get the win here today as the Mules, they improved to one game under 500. And what a win today. The Mules got down early in this game but never gave up. And they would come back and they would look impressive. After that first inning, they went down by 3 runs, but then, make no mistake, the Mules would fight back and keep fighting back. Now, coming up in just a moment, we are hoping that we're going to get to talk to head coach John David Patillo about the victory today. And the Mules able to come out here in this 5th place Consolation Championship game, and the Mules able to come up with a win. But it took everything they had and then some. Season Good for sure is going to be talked about a lot coming up in this post game as the Mules pick up their win today. Speaking of which, here is John David Patillo. We'll get him on. I was concerned that maybe he wouldn't be able to come up here. He was hounded by the media, but he still made time for us. And first off, Coach, congratulations. What a win.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, you're out of breath. I get it.
Yeah. It was a good win. And, we got a bad start, which is about half of our year.
I get it.
But just like most of the year, the kids never quit. And I thought even when we got down 5-1, in the second or the third, that we were going to get our chances, and we did. So,
we're going to talk about a lot of things here today, but the first thing I do want to talk about is, while you catch your breath, is we can say a lot of good things about this team, but I want to go right to Ryland Season Good, not because of his pitching. He did a great job, by the way.
Yep.
It was his hitting.
Yeah.
I mean, he come to life today, a 3-hit ball game, 2 base hits, a big 2 RBI base hit to get the game within 1 run, and then that leadoff triple there in the 6th.
Yeah, that was huge. And we got a chance. I think we scored that run, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah. So, and that was
we were
that was the go-ahead.
4 for 4 today. When your leadoff men got on base, we scored all 4 times.
Right. And, that's huge. And like I said, I never feel like we're really out of things on the offensive side. And the guys, even the second, third inning, we hammered the baseball several times, and the wind kind of held it up. And but we were still hitting the baseball hard. And, that's what you love to see. And, of course, I'm a hitting, base running type of guy, and I love to see that.
Absolutely. And today, go back to the first thing. We got down by 3 runs early in the dugout. I didn't see what we are used to seeing sometimes. Our heads weren't held down. We come out and we go to work in the first inning. We get a run back. We go down by 4 runs, but we still never give up. This word, I quit, is not in their vocabulary.
No. And like I said, this bunch, they don't think they're losing at any point, and that's the good thing. And we just play, it doesn't matter if we're down, if we're up, we just play. And as long as we just keep doing that, we'll keep getting better at all the finer things. Today we didn't catch it very well behind Ryland a few times, and we had opportunities to shut down some things. But, it's just growing. It's growing, and I told their coach after the game, they are playing a whole lot better.
They are a lot better, yes.
Yeah. And, it's good to see for him because he's a young guy, and, they're going to continue to get better because he's going to work at it.
6th inning when Sikeston, Luke Gadberry, a leadoff base hit to center field. You come out, and we all thought, including me, that Season Good was done. He was going to come out. You left him in. What was your conversation on the mound with him? Because after that, it went a 6 unassisted 3 double play.
Yeah, just to keep his head, keep the ball over the plate, make them make plays, and let our defense make those plays. And they did. When we get to throwing it all over the place, then all of a sudden our defense kind of goes to sleep. That's when you get one on you you're not ready for. And so I just wanted to make sure that he was focused in, but he was all day long.
I guess I owe Kason King an apology. I was told that before we got started that I was making him nervous talking about him being 1 away from tying the all-time school record. I made sure that in this ball game I was a whole story up, and wouldn't you know it, he ties the record.
Yep, there you go. So You just need to be more coachable, right?
Maybe I need to be farther away each ball game. But no, what a game by him. He has done it all season long, 14 doubles, and when your team needed it the most, he stepped up again.
Yeah, he hit the ball hard early. He was one of those guys that hit the ball early that ended up in and out. And Kaysen, I think he drove our first run.
He did.
Yeah. So
out to third base for the RBI.
Right. And he hit the ball hard, on that side of the field. We got a good jump on it. So a lot of good stuff. I mean,
fourth inning, I want to go to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Bratcher leads off with the walk, a base hit by Johnson. You tell David Durbin, lay the bunt down. Not only does he do it, he smiles after he does it because it's a beautiful bunt. You guys work on that all the time. And that sets up a 2 RBI base hit by Season Good. Durbin's a kid where you ask him to lay a bunt down, he will. Swing for the fences, he'll do it as well.
Yeah. Almost get picked off.
Well, I won't talk about that,
No, but you can't fault a kid that plays with the energy and excitement that he does, and he's just that kind of kid, and he keeps the rest of them up with his energy, and that was a good play, big play for us.
By the way, Miss Patillo had the best advice back in that 6th inning. She said, we got to score one more run to win.
Quit coaching.
She did,
Just let the kids
play. She
play.
said, score one more run to win the ball game, and you guys did just that. So today we got the win. It's a huge win. Take it home 5th place. What was the message to your team after the win today?
Actually, I haven't talked to them yet because we were trying to get out of the dugout for Cape, and then I wanted to get up here.
Well, I appreciate that.
No, I'll get a chance to visit with them.
What will be your message?
But the big thing is that we met a goal. We said we're going to go 2 for 3 in conference, in the conference tournament, and keep building on what we're doing. And tomorrow we get Jackson at home, and hey, let's see what we can do.
Absolutely, Coach. Congratulations. If you got to pick one player for our Taco John's player of the game today, who's it going to be?
It'd have to be Rylan.
I agree. I knew it.
He was too involved with too many things, and
he pitched 102 pitches and then the triple in the gap.
Yeah.
I mean, he was not going to slow. I don't care if you threw a sign up or not. He was going to blow right past it.
Yeah.
So congratulations. Go enjoy the win, Coach. We look forward to seeing you guys coming up tomorrow afternoon back in Poplar Bluff. And by the way, Coach, our most watched video this season so far on Mules Baseball, you gave them quite a show. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow afternoon.
All right, man.
Thank you. Coach Patillo joining us live today. The Mules getting the win 8-7. Let's break it down once again. Congratulations. Man, those Mules, they deserve the win here today. They just played as hard as they could, and they were not going to give up. Tim Funky loves what he's hearing, loves what he sees. My good friend of Air Solutions, proud supporter of Mules baseball here this season. All right, the Mules at Sikeston got 3 runs in that 1st inning. They would add 2 more in the 2nd inning and then 2 in the 5th. They had 7 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors, and Poplar Bluff, they would have a run in the 1st, run in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th. They would tie the game up in the 5th, and then the go-ahead run, the winning run, as Season Good gets a leadoff triple in the 6th inning to give his Mules an opportunity, not only an opportunity, but eventually the win. 8-7, Mules got 8 runs on 10 hits and 4 errors. Season Good picks up the win. By the way, 102 pitches overall today. He went 7 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, 2 of them earned. He walked 3 and struck out 5. Looking at the lineup here today, Dylan Hall, a big RBI base hit in this ball game. He ended up with 2 hits overall. He would also walk 1 time. Greenwald, he would go 0 for 4 today, but he did get on base 1 time with a walk. And then Kaysen King, a big double here in the ball game as well. 3 RBIs. He was 1 of 4 overall. Noah Spain had a couple of big hits in the ball game as well. He went 2 of 3. Bryce Dobbs, a big double as well. He went 1 for 3 in the ball game. Bratcher went 1 for 3 as well. Bratcher also got on with a walk and a base hit. Miles Johnson went 1 of 2. He also would have a walk. And then David Durbin, he would get the sacrifice bunt, which started everything back in that 5th inning when the Mules got those 4 runs. He started it all with a big sacrifice bunt, getting those runs over to second and third base, and season good at 3 for 3 today. He would get 3 hits, 2 RBIs. He scored the biggest run of the ball game, and that was the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, the Mules now, we are back to being 1 game under 500, and wouldn't you know it, the Mules, for the first time this season, we are back-to-back winners here. Mules got a win on Saturday against New Madrid, and now we've beaten Sikeston for the 5th place game Consolation Championship, and that just means the Mules now could have their first winning streak of the season. All they've got to do, not an easy task by any means. They've got Jackson coming up on tomorrow, but the good news is for the Mules, I guess you could say that, Jackson's going to have a war coming up later on this afternoon when they take on the Kennett Indians for the SEMO Conference Championship. So hopefully tomorrow they'll be tired and we'll get some of those pitchers who don't pitch a whole lot when they come to Poplar Bluff. Tim Hicks did a phenomenal job as always downstairs on the camera. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in today for Poplar Bluff Mules baseball. Tomorrow afternoon, we are back at home when the Mules take on the Indians of Jackson. Once more, our sponsors here this season, they include First Midwest Bank, also being brought to you by Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, also being brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, Russian Towing, also being brought to you by Air Solutions, First Choice Insurance, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, Patriot Auto Glass, Christian Automotive and Tire, Eye Care Specialist, Larry Hillis Dodge, also Briggs & Stratton, the Scott Law Group LLC, and Taco John's, all proud supporters of Poplar Bluff Mules baseball. All right, we are saying so long from Capaha Field in Cape Girardeau. I'm Frankie Castile. Mules get the win today, 8-7. Now they are 11-12 on the season and picked up 5th place in this year's SEMO Conference Consolation Championship game. Back on the air tomorrow afternoon beginning at 4:10. Mules and the Jackson Indians live from Bobby Strenfel Field in Poplar Bluff. For Tim Hicks, I'm Frankie Castile. You've been watching and listening to Mules Baseball on the radio. We'll get you back out to Sean Hannity. That's already in progress. You've been listening and watching Mules Baseball live on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.